Thanks, Noor. Yeah, it's true. I actually never was able to attend my graduation ceremony because I was overseas. And so this is a really special, special moment for me. 40 plus years ago, I did graduate from BCIT. And I'm just going to take this in for just 2 seconds. It's just like, this is very, very special. And wow. I'm going to put this on. Oh, Canada. I tell you. I don't know if anybody saw the match yesterday, but it was a really close one again. Oh, Canada, just being part of this incredible country. And just looking out here and seeing all of you. And what's really, really cool about Canada is that we're a giant mosaic of people from all different backgrounds, all different cultures, all different colors from all over the world. And we, as our Indigenous friends said, we owe a lot of gratitude to the people that came before us. Our great-grandparents, our grandparents, our parents. How many grandparents are in here today? How many of you guys brought your grandparents? There must be a couple. There's none. So make sure when you do, I'm sure they are so proud. They're going to see this video, and they're going to be crying because they're going to be so proud of you. Everything that the generations before us have accomplished and all the struggles that they've had in life is the reason we are all here today. That's the only reason we're here. The things that they had to do, some of the countries that they had to come from to get all of us a better life. My wife and I came from Wales in the UK when I was 4 years old. Our parents, it was a really tough time, a coal mining town, very difficult conditions. We immigrated to Canada in 1966 on a boat. We came to Canada. My wife of 40 years, almost 40 years now, she came from Japan, similar situation. We were born 17 years after the Second World War. I look back at that and I go, oh my God, I just can't believe it. But we came to this incredible, incredible country. And it's the people that took those challenges and took those risks and came to this great land is what we have to be very appreciative for, and that's why we're here. That's why we're here today. So just think about that just for 2 seconds. Our Indigenous friends, they say that 7 generations back and 7 generations forward is what we do today can be felt 7 generations into the future. And 7 generations in the past is why we're here today. A good friend of mine, he's a curandero from Peru, Jaime Alvarez Acosta, says your future is your past and your past is your future. It took me forever to figure out what the heck that meant. But it means the same thing. It means what we do here affects who will be in our future. And what we've done as kids and whatever it is affects us, and that's why we are here today. So our past is our future, and our future is a past. I finally have figured that out. It takes a little bit of thinking. One of my, this day is very special for me. I came into BCIT as a young guy full of vim and vigor, and I tried my hardest, and I was actually kicked out after the first term. No, actually, I'm going to keep that on, I think. I was kicked out after the first term, and I had a really, really, really hard time. It really pushed me to my limits. And I went into my dean's office. And I sat down and I said, "You can't kick me out. I've tried so hard." And it took me 30 years to figure out that I was extremely dyslexic, and I have ADD and a bunch of other stuff. And I had a really, really hard time, and I begged my dean, and I said, "You can't kick me out. I'll do anything to get back in. And he said to me at the time, he said, okay, I make you a deal. You take the courses that you failed at night school and a full load in the day, and I'll let you back in. I'm like, sign me up. Sign me up. And so from that point forward, what I really learned, and I've carried this over for my whole life, is that I had to figure out how to get through. But I was really fortunate. I had a lot of great classmates, like you guys here, that rallied around me, and we worked as a team. And they helped me get through, but we helped each other. And in business, and in my business, I'm not the smartest guy in my business. I have a lot of really great people around me. And together as a team, we have succeeded well beyond what I've ever dreamed. And it was all because of the teamwork and the tight teamwork of my team. I stand here in front of you now and I have this thing that's called imposter syndrome. You know, I really don't know why I'm here, and I often wonder, you know, how come, why me? Why me? Why am I so privileged to come and have a chat with you today? And I'm sure a lot of you sitting there, you know, you're thinking, do I really belong? Do I belong in this place? And I know when you were looking and doing some of your exams and studying, you know, I just don't get it, man. I just don't get it. But you're able to get through, and you're able to get through with the help of your friends. And I know there's a couple of you that are, you know, you're feeling that. But you belong. Everybody belongs here. Everybody belongs here. And as I said before, the reason that we belong is that it's actually in part of our DNA. So our grandparents, our great-grandparents, our ancestors before us, that DNA has passed down and has hit us. It's hit us. And that's why we are here. Because of their struggles and their difficult times, it's innate. It's in us. We just don't realize it at times. But we have to appreciate that. But we all belong. My first placement after BCIT was, I was in Venezuela. And I was working for an environmental company, and we were mapping the coastlines for environmental degradation in the oil industry. And I was flying around Lake Maracaibo. Lake Maracaibo is a giant lake. It's open to the ocean. And I was flying around the lake, and I was hanging out the side, and I had a camera, and I was taking photographs. And I was hanging out the side of it, and I got to the bottom of the lake, and I saw all these people living on sticks, on little houses. And they were the indigenous tribes in that area that were living there, and they were waving at our helicopter as we went by. As we went up the west side of the lake, we were getting a little bit close to the Colombia border, a little bit kind of outside of the Venezuelan area. And I had a headset on, and I was hanging out of the helicopter with my camera, taking photographs of all this oil being spilled into Lake Maracaibo from the broken pipelines. And then all of a sudden, our helicopter shook, and my headphones, I heard a hail. I understood a little bit of Spanish, but not a lot. And they were hailing us from the jungle below. It was the FARC guerrillas that were operating in the jungle, and they were threatening to shoot our helicopter down. I was like 18 years old, right out of BCIT, and I was like, what the F is going on here? And I saw a couple of flashes from the jungle, and our helicopter swerved, and we left the airspace. And I tell you, that was way out of my comfort zone. I came from Vancouver, I came from Burnaby, and I was now in Venezuela in a helicopter getting shot at by the FARC guerrillas. But one thing that I really learned there, and I carried it forward in my life, was that outside of my comfort, I was way outside of my comfort zone. The best things happen in our life is when we operate slightly out of our comfort zone. I'm not saying go and get shot at by, or don't go to a war zone. But when we push ourselves slightly outside of our comfort zone, that's where all the learning and all the good stuff happens. And also in our failures. I've failed so many more times, I can't even count. But being able to take a nugget from each time I fail and using that as a learning point and moving forward. And there's actually medical studies that have been done that the more you fail, the more you learn, your brain actually rewires, and it strengthens you and it enables you to be able to take it on the next time it comes around. So it actually builds you stronger. So when they say whatever doesn't break you makes you stronger, it's actually true. It's actually a metaphysical truth. After I was in Venezuela, I was in Egypt. And that's why I missed my graduation, because I was in Egypt. And I was on another helicopter flight up the Red Sea. And I had a helicopter pilot. His name was Johnny. He was an ex-Vietnam veteran. He had a bit of a limp, and he talked like an American southern boy. And he was a really nice guy. And he flew me around looking at oil spill degradation up and down the coast. We're flying over the Sinai Peninsula. And I had a headset on, he had a headset on, and we had two oil worker executives in the back. And he said, and I had a camera between my legs, and it was a glass floor. And I was taking photographs of the oil spills flowing into the Red Sea. And he said to me over the headphones, they didn't have headphones in the back, he said, Nigel, whatever you do, do not let them see you with that camera and taking photographs. Because if they do, we could be thrown in jail and accused of spying. And I was like 20, 21 or something at this time. And so we dropped these guys off, and then we flew up the coast, and there was pipeline after pipeline after pipeline, broken, flowing into the Red Sea. I'd never seen anything like it. I still have the photographs today. He said to me when I landed back at the helicopter base, he said, take those photographs and show them to as many people as you can. He says, this has to stop. And he said, I know what you want to do. I know that you're a young guy and you want to make a difference. But he said, I don't think you can. I really don't think you can. Well, you don't tell me something like that. I came back to Vancouver and I was so pissed off with what this guy said that I can't make a difference. I was young. I was full of, vim and vigor. I was going to go change the world. And from that day forward, I wake up in the morning and I just think, how can I make a little bit of a difference every day? How can I make a little bit of a difference? And that's my challenge to you guys, is just think about that. How can you make a difference? Don't tell people that you can't make a difference, because we all can. Together, collectively, we can make a huge difference. My grandfather, Anstis Rowe, was in the British infantry serving in North Africa in the Second World War. He helped push the Nazis and Rommel back through Libya, the Battle of Al Alamein, very famous battle in Egypt, back into the Atlantic. And what he did there resonated all the way forward to myself and what we're able to, I've accomplished. From his adversities in his life, he never would speak about what happened over there. But his adversities created the person that I am today, and also my parents, good, bad, or indifferent. That's why I'm here today. Their sacrifices is why we're here. And now, your grandparents who aren't here, but your parents are here, now the baton is being passed over to us, to you guys, to now take that forward and make a difference. The sector that you're in, the energy sector, is one of the most important sectors in our planet. Whether you're building it, you're creating it, you're managing it, you're shaping it. We all have a huge responsibility to create a world powered by sustainable energy. Sustainable energy. That's the only way that us humans are going to be able to survive on this planet. It's sustainable energy. So the decisions you make today, the projects that you work on, and the values that you bring will shape the future of all the generations that are coming. We all have different paths. We're all from different backgrounds, which is super cool. It also brings really good food and different, because we all like to eat, and different little types of food from all over the world and different ethnicities. That's why Canada is such a special place. But we also have a shared responsibility. Like Johnny challenged me in that helicopter that day, or after the helicopter flight, and he said, "You can't make a difference." Well, Don't let anybody tell you that you can't make a difference, because we can make a difference collectively together. And our grandchildren will inherit, the little ones down here, they'll inherit everything that we do, everything that you guys do. So these little ones, the ones at the back here, we're forming a world for them. So let's all be heroes to our grandkids. And also, let's be heroes to our grandparents, because our grandparents are pretty darn proud of you guys today, and your parents, and your brothers and sisters and everybody else. So, thank you so much for allowing me to speak, and thank you very much for allowing me to share this amazing day with you. I really appreciate it. Thank you.